Hello everyone, welcome to Garden Bee Tarot. Today I was drawn to do a reading for pet parents. I've had quite a few animal souls around me for the last few days, kind of playing around, kind of, chirping in my ear, wanting to talk to all of you. So this isn't necessarily animals that have crossed over, like souls that have crossed over. I definitely feel this is more like current present pets and their souls just taking an opportunity to want to speak with you and share some messages. So I'm going to shuffle up the cards. We'll see how they kind of fall out, likely divide into different piles based on generally my readings kind of group animals. So we'll see kind of how they group out. So give a few moments as we kind of shuffle up. If there are any messages from pets that have crossed over, there will definitely be sort of a pile dedicated to them. So we'll just see kind of what the messages are. But I definitely feel like the last few days there's been just some, commotion amongst amongst our animals, wanting to better express themselves to us, their parents. I'm also a pet owner, always have been, love the importance and benefits of companionship of our animals. Not really a reptile kind of a pet owner, though my brother did have turtles growing up, so definitely around them. But I'm more of the fuzzy, warm and cuddling fuzzy. And you may have just heard some tippy taps, and my dog just came over. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're playing this reading around your animals and their habits significantly change, or they go from one state to another state. So kind of perking up when the message is relevant to them. So I'll do my best to timestamp and indicate in the comments below which animals came out in which piles, so you can skip ahead if you want to. Otherwise, sit back and relax and enjoy the messages that come through today to all of us pet parents. So we'll just kind of see the cards kind of naturally group themselves here. So it looks like we have about 3 kind of groups of animals. And then we have a pile down here that I feel are the ones that have crossed over. So I think maybe I'll close on these kind of messages of love to us. So if you're just looking to hear from a pet maybe that you recently lost or continue to think about and they're on your heart and your mind, this will be the pile for you. So let's see here. So we've got a grouping of cats, various breeds and different types. So definitely the felines are coming out to talk today. Let's see here. We have household with mixture breeds here. So it looks like we have some birds with some reptiles. And I just said in my intro how I'm not really a reptile fan myself, but it looks like there's a combo family here. It's quite nice. You even have the snake here being reinforced with the birds. Let's see what's in the last one. Really drawn to sort of the farm and sort of the waterways here, sort of access and different trails and paths. So there might be like some farm animals coming out here. Some of our I guess more wild pets, not domesticated in the house. So we'll see sort of what comes out in this pile here, but really drawn to more of a outdoors kind of farm kind of field landscape, being able to access sort of more of a nature environment. I'm going to start in the middle here with this combo family. So I'm definitely seeing both birds and reptiles living in the same home. With regards to reptile, definitely the vibe is more of the like slower movement. Like chameleons, I know, walk quite slowly. Maybe even just lizards that have like a slower vibe to them. This is not a fast moving reptile. And I definitely feel like there's one in the home and then several birds here. And the reason why I feel like the reptile's coming forward first is they want to communicate to you their enjoyment of when they can be closer to the birds. You can see here how the snake's kind of wrapping around the tree and kind of, has this delightful smile looking at the bird. And that's really what I feel with like this lizard kind of chameleon vibe. I see their eyes just kind of feasting on the bird because of all the colors and the plumage, and even just like the bird's head movements and the way the bird looks back at it. It really enjoys that interaction time. I'm being drawn into the coin that the queen here is holding. So I don't know if in proximity, like cage wise, or like their enclosure, their environment, if when the bird plays with like a bell or some kind of chime or maybe a mirror, it's closer to the reptile's environment, but there's some kind of playfulness there as well. This reptile enjoys watching. So I don't know if there's maybe some encouragement here to let them be closer or have more playtime together. They're very curious about each other, but they play very well together. So it's nice that they can cohabitate in your home with you. In terms of the birds, like I said, there's definitely a few varieties here. I'm getting one large prominent one. I would say it's more likely to, and I'm not an expert whatsoever on breeds, but more akin to like what I see of like the large African greys, where it's a large, predominantly singular color bird, but it's not like the cockatoo where like the feathers can come up on the head. So that's one that I see in this household. Definitely a significant bird to the point where the other birds in the household actually refer to this one as like the large one, or the bigger one, or the big one. And I don't know if that's in its nickname as well, like it's in its pet name that you have for it, if there's some kind of reference to its size. But there's definitely like respect and sort of acknowledgement to its grandeur. And then around the larger bird, definitely picking up some of these smaller ones. So even if you're a household of birds or a bird without the reptile, you might find some commonality in the messages that are coming through here. And with regards to the larger bird, there's this hesitancy of going outdoors. So I don't know if you've been taking it outdoors to help it explore more. It's a very intelligent bird. So I don't know if it's a breed that mimics or just is very intelligent, can pick up like languages and words and stuff. But there's like this pretty strong hesitancy to go outside. Like, if you were to ask it, hey, do you want to go outside today? I could see the bird going, nope, I'm okay. Nope, I'm okay. Like, I'm okay sitting by the window. I don't need to go outside. So, I kind of see it like riding on your finger, and you're trying to encourage it to like spread its wings and enjoy like the fresh air and being outside. But it's like, nope, I'm good. Like, we can go back inside. You don't need to show me the stuff outside. So, I guess maybe just some caution there as you encourage it and reinforce that it's safe with you outside, but definitely it's going outside of its comfort zone when you take it outside. And then these smaller birds, definitely seeing like what are those little ones? I guess they're like budgies, or I guess budgies have stripes on them. Maybe just like mini parrots, but they're all like different colors, like greens and yellows and just like soft blues and blacks and whites. And I just see all these beautiful colors, and they are talkative. Definitely these are the birds that are mimicking, dancing, tapping. They absolutely are joyful. So for everybody out there that is a pet parent of that type of smaller bird, they're just reinforcing for you just the joyfulness of living with you, you know, like you're excelling as a pet parent essentially, which is very nice to see. And they love all the little toys, and like I said, like drumming, tapping seems to be a really strong common message I'm getting here of what they favor, what they like to play with, and maybe replicating your tapping as well, because they're really showing these flowers to me as almost like drum sets, and just kind of knocking on them, and the different sounds and the different tones. Sorry, they're just pulling me back up into the reptile here, the snake. Yeah, I don't know if they want to jump in here on the drumming. I don't know if they can feel the vibration, but there was like equal kind of excitement when I was talking about this being a drum set. So I don't know if you knock on like the rocks that they lay on, or when the birds are tapping, when they're close to your reptile. That's something else that they enjoy. So obviously the ring of the bell came up, but maybe they also enjoy the vibration. But mostly it's just looking at them up close that they really enjoy. They like seeing how the birds look. Again, they're talking about the colors of them. Again, bringing you back to the snake here, the colors of the birds, and again, the way the birds look back at them, like the sort of eye to eye communication that goes between the two species here. So very happy coexisting household there, which is really nice. I'm being drawn over here to the farm animals on this commonality of tapping. Up here with the swords, with her hands stretched out like she's playing them like musical instruments. And her hands for me have visually transformed into more hoof-like. So I'm definitely getting this reinforcement of farm. So I'm going to lean in on horses, and the reason being is, as I was trying to clarify species with the messaging coming through, they really drew my attention to the mermaid's lower half here, as sort of the beautiful tails and the beautiful manes the horses have, and even her posture. It's a bit poised, like a horse, sort of standing. So I'm going to lean into the horses here for the messaging. So if you are someone who owns a farm with horses, or you just have a horse, but the horses are coming through again on this tapping. So I don't know if you drum or if you tap like on fence posts or on their barn doors, if you play drums, any kind of knocking or rapping, any kind of rhythmic drumming. I feel like the horses will like come to you. It's quite soothing to them. She's kind of in this meditative state. So if you have some troublesome, maybe younger horses, or maybe an older stubborn horse that's just like, I'm not coming in for the night, I think you could encourage them forward with some drumming, some playful rhythmic drumming, and have them come forward to you. There's a lot of talk here of eating. The fish, they keep showing me the watermelon. So I don't know when you give them like apple slices, carrots, They just want like more of them, which just seems kind of general to say and kind of natural to say regarding pets. Obviously pets are gonna beg for more treats, but yeah, there's definitely this delight for the fruits and veggies snacks that you gift to them. They definitely love it, and I think they really enjoy the delight that they know you get from watching them kind of eat. So I feel like there's a bit of a trickster personality here in a horse, where they know you're laughing, so they're purposely eating it in a funny way, or they repeat what they just did, like very much like a kid, right? You do something funny, or they do something, you react with laughter, they try to repeat. So you might have a little playful horse or pony that is very much like that. Just pay attention, see if they repeat or replicate what they previously just did before you laughed. So maybe they neighed in a certain way or nudged you in a certain way. Like I said, played with their food or ate their food or spit something out. Like I'm getting like those compilation videos of like animals sneezing after like a human sneezes, like they replicate that sneeze and then the human laughs. So again, there's this repetitive nature when they see you laugh. And yeah, this reinforcement of enjoying the treats. Can we definitely have more of them? I'm just pausing because I think this might be a show horse now that's kind of coming forward, because they're drawing me into the doing of the hair. You know, she has a beautiful starfish in her hair, and this horse is reinforcing the enjoyment of also looking beautiful, like knowing that when you're putting the ribbons and tying the mane and doing different braids, or even different styles or different cuts, like they're all in with you. You know, if you were to hang a huge mirror in front of them, they'd probably be watching the whole time as you styled their hair. I'm not saying they're vain, they're very much on board with like the dressing up when you do that. So definitely a moment that they love sharing with you. I'm coming back to the watermelon here and these other watermelons down in the field. And then they're drawing my attention over here to like the crowd and being like the center of attention. So kind of coming off this show pony vibe that I was getting. I don't know if somebody out there has a horse that is, what is it? Like where they run around the barrels, or they can like, I'm seeing more like barrels, like jumping over barrels, or different, not the course that has the logs across and the walls that they jump over. But this is definitely seeing, like I'm definitely seeing like running around the barrel, and then maybe there's like 2 or 3 lined up and they're jumping over them. Or they want to try jumping over them, and right now they're just running around. But this is like a high energy horse, absolutely loves doing that. I don't know if these are like Mustangs that do this, or maybe you have a horse right now that you think is like wild and untameable, and everybody keeps telling you like this horse is just wild, you know, you'll never be able to do anything with them. Try getting them running, like barrel running, or maybe obstacle course running. I'm seeing like those agility courses for dogs. So maybe there's a similar setup where it's just a variety of different things that they got to do for horses. So it's kind of like a mixture of things. Because even like the foliage here, and I know sometimes those walls look like they're jumping through like a grass kind of covered wall. So yeah, if you have a horse right now that either seems wild or reckless or needs to blow off steam, they're looking to do this. If you currently have a horse that is competing and doing this, they absolutely love being the center of attention. They get that they're performing for the crowd with you, and they're like all in on this kind of choice as like, I guess, horse profession. And they love it. So, you know, some beautiful messages there to the horse parents. Yeah, I'm getting the drumming again. I don't know what it is, but like just various rhythmic drumming, but like reptiles, birds, horses, they really want to respond to that. They really want to encourage you to either keep doing or start doing. All right, so we have a whole pride over here of various cat breeds. Big and small, striped and solid, calico. They're all here. And let's see. Okay. So I want to start over here with like our big cuddly baby. I don't know if there's a significant number of you, if it's just one person in particular, but no, it definitely feels like a group. So it feels like a number of you within the feline parents haven't been feeling so great. You know, I'm really drawn to sort of the way her color tone, but also the way her hair and her dress is falling, like tears are falling. And that's why the cat's coming into comfort. So there's this strong acknowledgement from your feline that they're fully aware that you've been like down and out, down in the dumps. You don't mean to be like ignoring them, right? Because we just do that when we get lethargic. But they're coming in with lots of love, and that's why she's surrounded here with all the roses. So they just want to like hug and cuddle and help you feel better. So, you know, for some of us, you know, our animal is our only companion. So, you know, they're doing what they can in this instance. And hopefully, you know, obviously you feel their love and you can see their love, but having it reinforced here in the reading through the messaging, you know, maybe will help do that extra little bit. They're also drawing me here to both of their foreheads. See how they have matching kind of symbols, and they're trying to touch like forehead to forehead. So, you know, take a moment and go forehead to forehead with your cat, and to see sort of or allow what messages come to you. I think there's like a strong telepathy bond that you all have with your feline. So instead of relying on readings, if you connect, you know, third eye to third eye with them, I'm pretty confident you'll just feel that you can hear and know the depth of their message for you and the clarity of their message for you. So the fact that I'm actually struggling a little bit here and they just keep reinforcing this, I think it's telling me that these are going to be private one-to-one messages. You're all unique. You're all going through your own personal challenge or trouble right now. And that's why your feline is going to message you directly, basically, and not go through this reading other than to shower you and wrap you in this abundance of love, right? This blanket of love. So, you know, I do hope all of you start to feel better. I can see, you know, there's warmth here in her chest. Her dress is starting to turn pink. So even if that's like from this reading, you know, you received that little bit of warmth, that little bit of love, And then you can go and have your one-to-one conversation there with your feline. I was gonna come to the middle, but this stubborn one on the end is just like, no, me now. And I think that's kind of the personality that you might have. Like, you might be watching this video, and right when I kind of paused and the stubbornness came through, you may have had one of those cats that, use their paws to pull your attention. Maybe they push your laptop closed, or, try to get the phone out of your hand. So definitely like pay attention to me now. Like, you've had your moment away, so back to me. And you can even see that here. Like, it's almost like he's holding up his tag, like, hello, and his toy, and he's just like, I'm ready to go. Like, what are you doing? It's back to me now. I love that it's making me think of calico cats, the way that you have the different color reds and the white over top and the green striping. So, usually I attribute this to like the orange tabbies, but for some reason I'm getting like pretty strong, independent, stubborn, like calico cat here, or a spotted cat maybe. Definitely multicolored, so it'd be like white, orange, brown, white, black, orange, definitely tricolor at minimum. And maybe a unique feature here as well, because as I was trying to describe the various colors, immediately came to the top hat. And you know how online there's like these beautiful videos and photos of like cats with unique mustache patterns in their face, the coat that's over their face, or unique eyebrows. Or I think there's definitely something very, very unique about each of your felines with respect to the face region, or even their chest region. So they might even look like they have, like a beard or a goatee. I know some of those cats have a beautiful coat where they look much older than they are, right? So definitely drawing me to that. Trying to just get the message here about the feet. Actually, I think it's your shoes. So in addition to this being like a stubbornness personality, there definitely is this battle that I'm seeing between the two of you, like even like the battle stance here, right? But there's this battle over your ownership of your shoes. So I don't know if these are, little kittens that you're dealing with now that are sneaking in there and sleeping in there. I don't know if you have a cat that's leaving you little presents inside your shoes as well. I know, plenty of parents have found little mice, right, and other things in their shoes. But yeah, or maybe this is a very specific pair of shoes, and like they know that you do not want them touching this pair of shoes, and that's why they do it, right? Just like, don't knock that thing off the shelf. They're gonna do it. I would also say this is a cat, or cats, right? This is a grouping that are climbers, 100%. I see them up on the blinds of the window predominantly, with the staircase here in the building behind. So there may be quite a few of you out there with warped or broken or worn blinds, but given the chance, they're up high. So trees, on top of fridges. These are climbers, even up your body, to get onto your shoulder, onto your head. They're going to go high. And again, I'm getting the stubbornness again. So even if you're telling them to get down, you're not going to win that battle. They're steadfast here in their stance. They're determined to win the shoe battle. They're determined to win any kind of food or playtime battle. And they're always going to try to be higher than you. But I just want to reinforce. They're sharing these messages as in like a playful, like, I challenge you, right? For any of us that have grown up in a household of siblings, you just know that vibe. Like, I love you, but given the chance, I'm gonna compete against you and I'm gonna win. Like, that's the vibe here from the stubborn felines. So like that's their love language with you, is the play fighting and the, being the stubborn and having you chase them and whatnot. Okay. And then here I have, households of multiple cats. So you might have a household of 2 cats, very common, but there's definitely multiple felines here. I don't see any other breeds, so if you're a household of cat and dog mix, your cat likely came through in one of these 2 other groups, they would have came through in the other 2 groups if they were coming through today. But this is multiple cats only in the household. There's also definitely my space versus your space. So within the coexisting in the household, they definitely have their preferred or designated territories. So I know just from like my own experience growing up, one cat slept with my brother. The other cat slept with me all the time. So there might be a similar division where like, this is my person, this is my room, that's your person, that's your room, this is my couch, you sit in that window. Like, there's just these unspoken territories that they have defined for each other and recognize and respect for the most part. And I do say the most part because they are connected here in the one body, right? One household. So, cat number 2 here might catch cat number 1 sitting in the wrong space and knock him out, right? There definitely is this battle over this common or shared, I do want to say blanket. So I don't know if you have a throw on the couch, or if they have like a really comfortable blanket that's on a bed that they both share. But there is this battle over a blanket or a piece of your clothing. So this could be a t-shirt, a hoodie, and whenever it's tossed in the laundry or on the floor or is available, like they battle to be the first one kind of wrapped in it. There is this request to just put out a little bit more water. I know for myself, that was one of my first learnings when I started to have 2 cats in the household, was to always have one more water dish than there is number of pets in the household. So even right now, I have 1 Chihuahua, but he has 2 water bowls. So I've just kind of kept that up. So there is this request to just have a little bit more water available. So they can see this one here, but they're asking for a little bit more here. So just some thirsty kitties here. This also feels like it's the group of cats that enjoy playing with those like feathers at the end of the sticks or a piece of string. Again, if you're wearing a hoodie, they might be always constantly playing with the strings from the hood. But a fake snake, anything that's like long and stringy, these cats are all in on that. Like, again, even I'm drawn to the rod here with the feathers on the end. And this metallic one. So, lasers would also be preferred toy, a preferred playtime with you. So it's interesting that all of these animals are coming forward with the types of toys and activities where it's togetherness, right? These aren't toys that they usually go off and play on their own. It's interesting. I don't see any like scratch posts. I don't see anything like that. So I am drawn down here to the beach though, just as I was trying to see what else this group has. So they do have a sense of like exploration with you. And I'm seeing that step forward. So if you're not, you might want to try putting your cat on a leash and see if it'll go for a walk with you outdoors. Or these are cats that are predominantly fans of beach settings or camping where there is that soft sand or near the water. So this could be a group of cats that enjoy sort of being in the outdoors with you already. Because they already have that step outwards, but they're connected here. Like they're both holding on and they're both connected. So they're not the cats that are just allowed outdoors and they kind of roam the neighborhood and come home. They're still connected to you in some way. So those backpacks that have the bubbles that they can see through, or like I said, they're on a leash and they're discovering these beach and like campsites with you, or like really soft grass. There's definitely a softness to this texture that they're stepping into. Yeah, okay. So fun of exploration, fun of the toys, a little bit more water, a group of pets that want you to feel better, and one that's challenging you. I challenge you to the next game, to the next duel. Actually, that's interesting that I said game, because the drawstrings here on the robe. If you are a gamer with a cat, I can see him like, you know, those cats that play with the wires while you're gaming and like interrupt your game or turn off your game. And then feeling, you know, vindicated and justified, like I won. Okay. And then, like I said, we do have the pile here of pets that have passed. So we've got some souls here that have crossed over, that are coming through. Just gonna try to see what message is. So I'm drawn to this middle one because I feel like this is really recent heartbreak. So those of you that were drawn to the video today that have, you know, experienced a very recent passing, and I feel like it may have been quite tragic in the sense of the speed of it. I know a lot of times we catch conditions just, you know, that moment too late, and so we make that difficult decision while we're at the vet, right? So I feel like you may have just gone through that traumatic experience. And or the anniversary is right around now for a pet that you lost this way. But I definitely feel like this is a very recent crossing, only because the angel wings here are spread out, so they've come to collect and carry your pet's soul. And they're really focusing me here on the heart. So you need to let go. Like you see here the sword in her hand, and her hand still holding it and the one finger's up. Like you need to let go of any guilt you may be feeling around, you know, a decision you had to make or not catching the condition sooner. Or if you just feel, you know, the extra pain of it having happened so quickly, maybe you weren't home or available. You know, maybe a family member had to take them in. So you kind of feel like you missed out on that moment. And they're encouraging you to let all that go. Yeah, and they want you to focus up here. So as soon as I said, like, let that go, they drew me up here into her, you know, her forehead, third eye, sort of memory region, right, of the head. So they want you to focus on all the good memories, like even the lightning bolts, you know, they're coming in towards the head. So, you know, memories are important. How they passed is not, right? So hopefully this can help bring some, you know, needed closure for those of you that need to hear those messages. But like even here, the silhouette is touching the head, right? So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if you went to sleep tonight, and regardless if you dream or not, I think you would receive a direct message from them tonight in your dream. Even if it's you waking up going, you know, I dreamt about my pet tonight because I watched this video, you know, enjoy it regardless. But I do feel like there's something about tonight when you go to sleep, when you rest, and them coming into your dream tonight for you. Probably similar to the other pile, the cats here. These pets that have crossed over, regardless of breed, this is any breed, but the pets that have crossed over here, leveraging the dreamscape to talk to you tonight. I'm gonna go over here to the old dog here, because I feel like that he's representing a group of really old pets that have crossed, you know, having lived, you know, significantly long, maybe even shockingly long for their breed. So, you know, maybe you had a cat that lived 21 or 22 years. You know, you had a dog that lived to be 18, 19. I feel like these are significantly aged, really relaxed, really happy. You know, maybe they suffered arthritis. Maybe they lost some teeth. Like, they're kind of laughing here. Like, even in the card here, like he was pointing me down here to the tooth, right? Like his smile, like this group of animals are just, you know, if you could equate them to seniors and like human seniors that are in your lifestyle, like hanging out with a bunch of grandparents and just how they're just all relaxed and laughing, or you're at an all-inclusive resort and there's an abundance of retirees there that are just having, you know, a blast or relax. Like that's what these animals are doing. Their souls are happy. They're absolutely reinforcing that they had a great life. You know, they can acknowledging like all the petting, all the good food, all the good times. Yeah, they're really just coming in to just kind of wave hello and just be like, yeah, you know, I'm still around and I'll be around when you cross, and you know, continue enjoying your life because I enjoyed mine. Just a really relaxed, calm vibe. So even when your pet was alive, maybe they were known for having, maybe when they were younger, maybe either they were one of those pets that, you know, had a facial expression that looked older. Like I know terrier breeds tend to look older, or, you know, as they aged, they looked even cuter. Or they just always had that laid back, just chill, go with the flow kind of vibe to them the whole time that they were alive. But I'm just really digging this group. Definitely have a vibe that I enjoy. So this is a group of pets that you have actually created a monument for. So like I'm really drawn into this melting down and pouring out. So either you've kept their ashes in a beautiful urn, you're wearing a pendant, maybe you kept a lock of their fur, you have the paw print or their name carved into something, like maybe you have a statue in a garden. So this is a group of pets that are coming through that you have acknowledged them. And like I said, I definitely see like wearing of some jewelry here, or you, like I said, tassel of their fur. And they're acknowledging that you've acknowledged them in that way. So they're like, there's this equal acknowledgement of the impact there. Sorry, I'm trying to find the word. The impact they had on each other's life, right? They think it's beautiful, whatever you chose to do. Again, I'm really drawn to this. So one of you or a grouping of you have something that's very shiny or something that is gold. Or maybe it's just newly done. So maybe it's, one of the pets that have recently crossed and you did something pretty significant. So it's fresh, it's new, it's shiny. I feel like there's also a group of parents watching today that you might have their collar on display still somewhere. Maybe it's on the mantle or it's still hanging on the hook. Maybe it still has like their tag on it. But there is this acknowledgement, and it's significant. It's a thick collar here. So there's a significant number of you that have chosen to kind of keep the collar here. And there's just like an overall general like thank you with that acknowledgement. Like I said, you've had equal impact on each other's lives. There is this celebration of when you'll connect again, right? When you're both back in soul form, sort of like them going, hey, we're gonna throw out the party streamers for you. We'll have a garden party for you. And maybe this is actually a fountain. Maybe somebody or some of you have actually put a fountain in your garden, a little fountain to sort of mark or indicate and acknowledge them. So again, just sort of this general kind of thank you. So for those of you like struggling emotionally, just like hugs and kisses from your pet. These older animals that I'm just totally digging, their chill vibe. Been there, done that. Can't wait to see you again. So what if we lost a few teeth along the way and our bones hurt? And then the acknowledgement here of, I know you did something special for me, and we're going to do something special for you when we meet again, when we cross over. So I do hope that, if you had an animal that passed, if you were part of the feline group, you have a household coexisting of birds and reptiles, or you saw your bird come through in sort of the bird messages, and then these horses that kind of came through today, which is cool to see. So I like to see this nice kind of mixture of types of pets out there. So thank you for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you in the next reading or another reading. So thank you again.